Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Read Every Day challenge for the American Cancer Society. My name is Kevin L. Powers, and I've been participating in this fundraiser, giving you guys an updated video every once in a while, and I just want to give you an update day, because yesterday I did not nearly read as much as I would have thought in regards to reading books, especially the books that I was normally reading, which is the Plan 9 from Outer Space book, the one about Bruce Lee's thoughts, which is Striking Thoughts, and then of course I was reading also a couple other books that were kind of thrown in at the last minute. Instead, I still read from Plan 9 from Outer Space. I'm trying to keep with that at least every day, but I ended up reading a lot from magazines and graphic novel that I'm currently in the middle of. Now, the thing is, I did not include those in any of this fundraiser because simply I wanted to keep to the books and stuff, but I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it's very important to read every day. Doesn't matter if you're reading a magazine, a book, a graphic novel, comic book, it doesn't matter what you read as long as you're reading every day. It could be stuff online for all I care, but that's important too, as long as you're reading stuff that's interesting to you and actually, you look into how the validity of certain stuff is, especially if you're reading news. And that's primarily what a lot of people do, is they read a lot of news stuff. And so I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that that is very important, reading, and that in theory, or in practice, more like in practice, I've been someone who kind of goes between different medias all the time, reading magazines, reading graphic novels, reading comic books. Remember, or if you did not know, I have a podcast that's dedicated to nothing but comic books, graphic novels, and manga, which is Conversations in 4Color. And that right there is one of the reasons why I read so much of that content. In addition to being a filmmaker, I read a lot of filmmaking books, a lot of books on films, and then of course tons and tons and tons of additional content as I continue to educate myself in that arena, which is what I do for a living. So just so that you know, this is going to be fun because some of the stuff that I was reading is going to be, I'll have fans from one end of the spectrum, and then I'll have fans for the other one. So, as I'm reading like Bruce Lee's philosophy of life and martial arts, which is odd thing to be reading for some people. For me, it's just the way my brain's thinking right now. I'm also, for my horror fans out there, especially those who are listening to my podcast, Conversations in Horror, which is available everywhere. You can just look it up on any spot, podcast app. I'm not advertising it here, but I've been reading one of the latest issues from Room or Magazine. I know it's a kind of a graphic thing on there, but since I am keeping up with a lot of the stuff that I'm reading, I wanted to get, I keep up with my horror films and my horror film culture, and that's so on and so forth. Just to let you know that issue of the Rue Morgue magazine, which is based out of Canada, is actually doing this huge article on the Final Destination movie, Final Destination Bloodlines. I am behind in my magazine reading since that came out earlier this year. Yes, I know I am behind, which is why I'm reading it and trying to get it done. The other thing I'm reading is the graphic novel Slice of Life. This is season 1 of the graphic novel. Now, this is something I picked up on Kickstarter, but the book itself originally was a web-based comic that they eventually collected into a book, and so I decided to pick it up and read it. I'm a huge supporter of not only, the American Cancer Society, but lots of artists out there as well. So I go to Kickstarter and I kind of find books, and I find films, and I find comic books, and I find poetry books, and I find a little bit of everything on Kickstarter that I like to donate to and support. I'm a huge supporter of the arts, so I kind of give wherever I can. And a lot of the comic books I find on there are kind of exclusive to Kickstarter, so you can't really just go into a regular comic shop and buy them. You have to buy them directly from publishers, or you get them from Kickstarter. So that is Slice of Life Season 1, which was originally a web-based comic, which I didn't know until I actually purchased it. But it's a good thing to support the artists out there and the people with different stories that are available. That is in LGBTQ plus graphic novel. Like I said, I read a little bit of everything. There are creative people come from every walks of life. When you're reading a book, you can read books that take you into fantasy worlds all over the world, or you can read nonfiction books, or you can read whatever you want to. They give you a different idea of the types of people out there, the types of different stories out there, the types of different everything. Reading allows us to experience all that type of stuff. So if you read graphic novels and comics, because those are easier to read because it's got all the pictures already ready for you, then you get to take even more chances with the lots of different types of stuff out there. So that's just one of the graphic novels I'm reading right now. If I was to talk about another one, it would be 1984 by George Orwell, which is even crazier than that one is. But I'm reading a graphic novel of that one too. So just so you know, I read a little bit of everything out there, and I want to implore everyone out there who's actually paying attention to this and actually is supporting the American Cancer Society as well as the creative arts out there, that you should indulge and get to know all the different types of media out there. Everyone keeps saying that we're going to be going straight to digital media pretty soon, but as you can see, I indulge in both digital media and physical media, and I'll continue to do so because I enjoy both of them equally. Both books on digital and both books in physical form, and then of course magazines and everything else. I kind of read a little bit of everything because you never know when the mood might strike you to want to read something, and you can't always carry a magazine or a book with you, but you could definitely have your cell phone and your iPad with you. So that's all I wanted to tell you about today. I want you to go out there, even though I didn't, my progress log doesn't say I read much yesterday. I read more yesterday than I did a lot of other days. I just didn't happen to read from my book like I should have. You'll probably hear me talk about some of this a little bit later on as I finish some of these magazines, books, graphic novels, so on and so forth. I just want you to know that I hope that you decide to donate to the cause. American Cancer Society is a very worthy cause, in my opinion, as well as supporting artists who have their material on whatever website they can, whatever fundraiser out there. You can support artists. I'm an artist, so I support other artists, and I hope other artists will support me in one day. And all that, that's how I roll. So thank you so much for listening to this. Make sure to check out the actual fundraising site. Donate whatever you can. If not, just continue to come to the site and look at the crazy videos that I'm doing. Also, make sure to pass this fundraiser off to your friends who might think it is a worthy cause. I think any cause that has to deal with the research and development of cures for cancer is a worthy cause, so I hope you will too. I'll see you next time in the next video, and continue to enjoy reading every day. Thank you.